Hello again. I thought today we would talk about my name and Jesus' mother's name and Martha's sister's name and so many other names. So many other women named Mary. Now, today there are a lot of Marys too, and people probably rightly assume that many were named in honor of Jesus' mother. But did you ever wonder why there were so many already at the time of Jesus' life? There were a lot of us. And we were named after another Mary. Or, in our languages, Miriam, Mariamne. There's different pronunciations, but those are two different spellings. And so, I thought I would share a little bit of that, because there's two primary ones that people in my age were named after. And there's been many wonderful Marys since. But in my day, it was first and foremost the sister of Moses. Just like many men are named Moses or Moshe as a nickname, and Aaron, his brother, the priest. Many women were named for her, Miriam or Mary. She was a prophetess, a seer. And sadly, like many women at the hands of writers, was made into a villain, but she was a very gifted, wise, wonderful woman. So she's the main one, but in our era, there was another really important one. The Maccabees, who were a family that ruled our land after getting it back and making it an independent country. And it's their family and their struggle to get the country back that's honored during Hanukkah, the Hebrew holiday of Hanukkah, that has to do with the amount of oil. They thought there was only 1, maybe 2 days of oil left when they were trapped in the temple, but it turned out there were 8. And that was a miracle. And so Hanukkah celebrates that in them. But that only lasted for just about 100 years. And the last of them, as far as I know, was a princess named Miriam, or Mariamne, she's often called, or Mary. But Mariamne is the main way I've seen her name written and heard it as a kid. She was supposedly very beautiful by all standards and according to all people. And the first Herod, called Herod the Great now, because he was a builder for sure. We'll talk more about him at other points, I'm sure. But he fell in love with her and her royal lineage. And he wanted her for a wife, and he wanted that connection of the people because she was beloved and the Maccabean family was beloved. And as his family took over ruling our land, he saw her as an asset. But according to all, he truly loved her and wanted her for his wife and got her. It's never clear how much of it was she wanted that or saw it as necessary or was maybe coerced into it. But in any case, they were married, they had children. He supposedly loved her so furiously, and he must have been a little nuts anyway, but he loved her so furiously that she was often used with intrigue to people that wanted to get their way with him would tell him things about her that would either make him love her more or enrage him, because he was so jealous, so worried about her faithfulness to him, which is part of why I think he probably coerced her to marry him. In any case, he ended up killing her because he believed one big lie of some of her enemies about an affair. And so he killed her, as well as he'd already killed some of their children and her siblings. And so that was her story. It's a very sad story, but in our time we honored her by naming girls after her and the sister of Moses. And so that's one of the many reasons there's so many of us named Mary. And that's something that the Pope Gregory didn't know, didn't understand, or maybe didn't care to, I don't know. But in a homily, in a writing, in a speech of his, that we'll talk about at some point, it's one of the mistakes he made, I hope innocently, by combining all of us together as if we were one person, and also a bunch of unnamed women that he said were also Mary Magdalene. They were not. There were many women followers of Jesus. Many of us named Mary. I am Mary Magdalene. Be at peace. Love yourself and each other.